Hello, good afternoon.
Hi,
I'm
good
Julie.
afternoon. I'm Roland.
Oh, can you have a seat right here?
Sure.
Okay. So, thank you for coming. So today I'm going to ask you a series of questions about your eating patterns. Have you met with a nutrition counselor before?
No, I haven't.
No, you haven't? Okay. So as a parent nutrition educator, I can only provide nutrition education on 3 topics. Eating on a budget, reading a nutrition label, eating a balanced diet. Do any of these 3 topics sound interesting to you?
Eating on a budget.
Eating on a budget, okay. Okay, I will remember this as we talk today, okay? Just a little housekeeping. I want you to know that you can stop at any time if you are uncomfortable during our meeting. My pair is going to observe me and take notes about what I'm doing, but my professor, Dr. George, will only view this information. I will need your consent, so you can help me fill this out today, okay? Just go ahead and read it and sign, okay?
And what date is it?
Today's the 28th. Alright, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to start today by asking you a few questions about you to give me a better idea of some challenges or support that might exist in your routine related to your eating patterns. So, what grade or year are you in SF State?
I'm in my 2nd year.
Second year, so you are a sophomore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you live on or off campus?
I live at home.
At home, okay, so off campus. So how long is your commute usually? Is it like 30 minutes or less by car?
It would usually be between 20 to 30 minutes depending on the bus.
Oh, so you take public transportation?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, so. Okay, now the questions will be more food focused, okay? So, how often do you buy meals or snacks outside of campus?
I usually buy it like on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays because that's usually when I have like a long break. I'd usually just buy like maybe something small like a banana or something, maybe coffee every now and then.
Okay, so would you consider this as like rarely, sometimes, or often, or always?
I would say often.
Often? Okay. So how often do you buy meals out on a typical weekend?
On a weekend, I would say often also.
Often? Okay. So, how often do you buy snacks outside?
I would say somewhat.
Somewhat, so sometimes?
Yeah, so sometimes.
Okay. So, I'm going to take a moment and total your response. Okay. So, now we'll move on to conduct a 24-hour diet recall. So we will be talking about foods and beverages, snacks and nibbles that you had yesterday, starting from the time you woke up until you went to sleep. We will follow a 3-pass system. First, I will ask you to share a quick list of what you ate yesterday. Then I will ask you more in detail. Then I review it with you. While you're providing details, I want you to use a common objects, such as these right here, or measuring cups right here, to help you for your precise memory, okay?
Okay,
So how does that sound?
that sounds good.
Okay, let's start. What was the first item you had to eat or drink yesterday, and about what time?
So the first thing I drank in the morning was water,
Water.
around maybe 7 o'clock.
7 to 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what else did you have afterwards?
Well, I don't really eat breakfast that much, so I just took like an apple on the go. It was
Apple on the
probably
go.
around maybe, I would say a little bigger than this, or around the baseball.
Baseball size?
Yeah.
Okay, so apple, baseball size. And you said on the go as you commute, is that correct?
Yeah.
On the go. have afterwards?
Well, until maybe 12 o'clock I had classes, so I didn't really start eating until noon again.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got home, I just wanted something quick, so I just made some, you know those mozzarella cheese sticks that you bake?
Mozzarella cheese sticks? Oh, is
Yeah.
it the breadcrumb
Yeah, the
covered
breadcrumb ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mozzarella cheese stick, sorry, I can't really spell.
Yeah.
Cheese stick, and did you bake it?
Yeah, I
You
baked it.
baked it.
And I had maybe like 8 of those.
8 of those? Okay,
Yeah.
8 sticks. Alrighty, and did you have a snack afterwards?
Yeah, I had a snack. It was like it was called a strawberry milk tea bun from 85 degrees.
Strawberry tea one from 85 degrees. And do you remember what time you had it?
Yeah, I had that more towards around 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock?
So like 2 hours after I ate lunch
Okay.
Eastern.
Alright. And then, what did you have afterwards?
So I had more classes, so I didn't really eat again until maybe like 6 or 7 o'clock.
6 or 7 o'clock. Wow, you have a busy schedule. You go to school a lot, huh?
Yeah, it was just Tuesdays and Thursdays that I really had like this weird
Mm-hmm.
eating schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got home, my mom made some spam, and then I just ate that with some steamed white rice.
Spam and white rice.
Yeah.
Do you remember how much of rice do you have? You can use a reference over here. Do you think you have like this much, like a cup of rice, or
I
like
would
2
say
cups?
maybe like 1.5.
1.5 cup of rice.
Yeah.
Rice. And do you remember how much slices of spam you have? Like, we have some examples here. You know, you want to use a bologna for the size.
Yeah. I had maybe like 3 of these.
3?
4.
3 of these. Okay. 3 bologna size. Okay, and is that all you have for dinner?
I'm trying to remember because I think I had something else.
That's okay, you can take your time and think, it's okay. Yeah.
Oh, I remember she also made hot wings too, so I had
Hot
2 of
links,
those.
ooh, hot links, okay, hot links. And, yeah, 2 of them?
Yeah.
2, let's see, let me reference. Is it like a, is it like an average size hot links, like, you know, the ones you get from the store?
It was the Costco one, so it was a little
Costco?
bigger.
Oh,
Yeah.
a little bigger Costco? And do you remember it was like beef or pork?
I think it was beef.
Beef?
Yeah.
Okay. And you had that with your dinner, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any snack after your dinner?
Not really, not
Not
after
really?
that, yeah.
Okay. So after 7 p.m. you didn't really have any food, right?
Yeah, I kinda slept a little early that day, so.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So from all the classes, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So, alrighty. We're almost finished. I am now going to review everything you shared with me, okay? So let me know if there's other foods or drinks or snacks that we left out, okay? So at 7 to 8 a.m. in the morning, you had water. Do you remember how much water you had?
Oh, so throughout the day, I probably had maybe like 6 bottles.
6 bottles of water, like 16-ounce bottles?
Yeah,
6 bottles throughout the day.
yeah.
Water throughout the day.
And I probably had maybe 1 glass of almond milk.
1 glass of almond milk. Do you
Yeah.
remember when?
It was after dinner, so after dinner I had a workout and then I used almond milk as like my after workout shake.
So about like 8 o'clock, 9
Yeah,
o'clock?
8, 9 o'clock.
8 to 9. Okay, and do you remember how much? Like a cup?
It would be probably 2 of these.
2 of these?
Yeah,
So this is 8 ounces, so 2 of these will be 16 ounces, okay?
yeah.
Alrighty. And then you said you had an apple the size of a baseball when you're on the go to
Mhm.
commute to school, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then at 12 o'clock at noontime, you went home and you had mozzarella stick, right?
Mhm.
So you had 8 sticks that are baked, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and then at 2 o'clock, you went to go get a snack?
Yeah.
It's a strawberry milk tea bun at 85 degrees. And do you remember how big it was?
I would say close to like this.
Oh, like a...
Yeah. It was pretty big.
So it's about 1 cup size. Alrighty. And then at 6 to 7 o'clock you went home. And then that's when you had your dinner. And then you had Spam and white rice. You have about 1.5 cup of rice. And you had like 3 bologna-sized slices of Spam.
Yeah.
Is that correct? And on top of that, you had 2 hot links that were from Costco and they were beef. And then from 8 to 9 o'clock, you had 1 glass of milk, almond milk, about 16 ounces after your workout. Okay. Is that correct? Alright. So, would you say this is like a usual day for you? Or is...
It's weird because like I don't really, because my family doesn't really have like set eating schedules, so it's kind of just eat whenever.
Eat whenever?
Yeah.
So, would this be considered a typical kind of day, or like?
I would say yeah.
Yeah?
Would be more typical.
Yeah, okay. So, okay, thank you for sharing with your dietary intake today. Okay, now as we reviewed the nutrition education topic you were interested in today was eating on a budget. Okay, is there something you are interested in talking about in relationship to the information you just provided?
Well, I noticed that there was a lot of times where like I would have food at home, but I would always be going out to buy food and stuff.
Okay, so you usually prefer to eat outside, right?
Yeah.
Prefer to eat out despite you have food at home.
Kind of like I kind of want a variety in like stuff I eat.
You want a variety?
Yeah.
You want. So like you're saying like your personality like kind of wants you to have more.
Yeah, it's kind of like I can't be eating Filipino food like
Every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you prefer variety. Variety as to eating home cooked food every day. Ready. So do you feel like you have like control over this problem? Like
I feel like I do. I think it's more just like a mental issue, where it's just like, yeah.
like a behavioral?
Yeah,
kind of thing?
behavioral type of.
Mhm. Do you think it's like a problem or
I'm not sure if it's a problem because it is manageable.
is it manageable?
Yeah, I've done it before, so.
Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and share with you your selected topic. Okay, so let me get this. I'm gonna give you a handout, okay?
Alright.
So, nutrition label. So, this is a handout for you. Okay. So, what would you like for us to do now to think about your topic you selected and information you shared? I would like us to work together to create a SMART goal for you at a level of change that you indicated. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. The most successful lifestyle occurs when you make the goal SMART and you will understand the level of motivation, readiness to meet this goal. To get a better idea of how you are to make a change, we will use the picture of a rule from 0 to 10. So how ready do you feel to make the change?
Around 7.
7.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's just go over about the topic you changed about eating on a budget. So, for budget planning, it's better to plan out all your meals and snacks for a week. So review your recipes for needed ingredients. So planning is important of keeping your food budget low. This will help you avoid wasting any food. You will limit you from eating out, which tends to cost more than making your food at home. So plan meals based on food you already have in your kitchen. You can start planning by looking at the food you already have at home. Look for recipes or think of a meal that involves the food you already have. So you can use multiple ingredients to make multiple meals. For example, you can use like carrots to make stir fry or like snacks and part of a soup. So planning a larger batches will make buying and cooking food easier. So a good idea, so this is the budget planning part, okay? I know there's like a typo, I'm sorry. So you have budget shoppers. So don't stray from the list. Marketing can influence our purchase, but only when it's on your list. Bring your grocery list. So having your list will prevent you from getting overwhelmed with all the food options. So you can always compare the different brands and size to find the one with the lowest unit price. So you can choose the least expensive version of your food by comparing the unit prices. Okay. So you can always compare like prices between fresh, frozen, or canned fruit, vegetables. So like just keep your options for your ingredients like broadly, like how to say this, like more broad. So like for example, if your food, like the meal that you want to prepare has like carrots in it, sometimes like fresh carrots are more expensive than canned carrots, so maybe you can like look into buying canned carrots instead, you know. And then like for example, like for a budget chef, you can always meal prep. Do you like to do meal prepping?
Most of the time I don't usually make my own meals, that's why.
Oh,
So
I see.
usually it's whatever my family makes, and that's what I base my meals on.
Okay, I see. So do you think maybe like you can provide like your mother with like a set like meal that you want?
Yeah.
Maybe she can like prepare for you.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking about that.
You can always cook it in the larger batches and like, you know, if you're not eating it, you can eat it with your family, right? You can share. Yeah. So about budget eating, so like it's always portion size. It's always sticking to small portion size will help you make the recipe last longer. So portion sizes not only help you make your food last longer, but it helps you maintain a healthy weight. So serve yourself a smaller amount, then decide if you're still hungry for more. Try use smaller bowls and plates for food. Ditch the clean plate club. Eat until you're full, then save the rest for later. Just because it's on your plate doesn't mean you have to eat it all. So it's always to like start out like, you know, eating a little bit first, and then like if you feel like you're not full enough, you can always have extra serving or like just a little bit more, so that you don't waste food in the end, because when you start out with like a big portion and you go eat through it, you don't want to reserve the leftovers, right? Because you already like had your saliva and everything on it, right? Yeah, so that's a little bit about budget eating, okay? Alrighty. So we gotta go back to talking about your SMART goal. So again, SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So you are confident at a level 7, is that correct?
Yeah.
Alright, so from your response, it appears to you that the stage of uncertainty but also readiness. This is a very common stage of change. Could I take a moment and provide you, okay, so I already showed you about the nutrition education, and then this is, I'm sorry, wait a second, alright. So, okay, let's start and create a simple SMART goal today about increasing awareness. So what is a goal that you would like to work on?
Probably having a set budget for a week, so maybe like spend less than X amount of money on food.
Budget. For a week. Okay. So, what are some steps that you think you can take into obtaining this goal? Like, you know, examples.
Well, I noticed like on days where I have work, I'd always buy food like during my lunch breaks instead of like bringing home food or bringing home food from home.
Buy food out when after workout, correct?
Yeah, workout.
Okay. And you kind of don't want to do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are some ways that you can do to prevent you from buying stuff after a workout?
I think maybe the issue comes from like I already worked out, so like I'm already feeling lazy and stuff, so that probably like holds me back from making my own meals. So maybe I could try to make the meals before a workout.
Okay, so feeling lazy after a workout, don't want to make food afterwards. But your idea was to meal prep before your workout, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna rephrase everything you just said to me. So you wanna set a budget on a week for spending money on outside food, is that correct? And you want to work on specifically not buying food after a workout, and the steps that you were gonna take was to meal prep before you go on a workout, is that correct? Okay, and what do you think is a way to to see that you have reached the goal?
I'm not really sure.
Not really sure.
Yeah.
Maybe like you would have more money in the
Yeah,
bank,
yeah,
right?
most likely.
Yeah, more money in the bank. So a way to see that you reached the goal is to have to see that you would have more money. Okay, so do you want to set like a times, do you want to try it out for like a week or a month? Like what the time limit for it?
I might try it out for a month.
You want to try out for a month?
Yeah.
Month. And like, I guess like a good way to see the difference is, you know, you can see from your last statement, your bank statement, to
Yeah.
like this month's bank statement.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's a good idea. So, again, so how confident are you right now that you'll feel that you'll be able to obtain your SMART goal on the scale of 1 to 10?
I should be more at a 8 or 9.
8 or 9,
Yeah.
okay, 8 or 9, 8 to 9. So like, what are some things that might be preventing you from making this change?
Because on top of that, I know like sometimes I don't have time to meal prep and all that, and buying food really is just like way faster than making it yourself.
Time consuming, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of like the setbacks, right?
Yeah.
Is there any other setback that might be stopping you?
That's pretty much the main issue.
The main issue, okay. So after talking about your goal, how do you feel about it?
I feel pretty confident.
Do you feel like it's like a realistic goal?
Yeah, it's a realistic goal. So, thank you for participating. It was a pleasure talking to you.
and learning about your goals and interests from our SMART goal planning. You indicated your plan to save money on eating out after workout. Is that correct?
Mhm.
So one last thing, how will you know you have met your goal? You said that you will compare your statement from prior months to the month that you're trying to do your goal in. Is that correct?
Mhm.
So I am very impressed with your idea. That sounds great. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, I think that's good.
Okay, have a wonderful day. And please contact me if you have additional questions. If you would like, I can give you my email.
Alright.
Yeah, that,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so this is my email, so you can, you can always give me feedback about this session. And like if you need some additional help, maybe I can help you out, help you find some help.
Alright.
Alrighty? Alright, thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
for coming.
Alright.
Bye.
Bye.